to 3D learning. Environment video 7. Now environment means that there's something wrong with the environment, and the focus of this is the story about Indonesian tin miners who ran out of resources on the mainland, on the main island, and now have gone to the ocean, which has affected the fishery. And so the question is, whose rights should be given priority? The fishermen or the miners? It's a really good question, and we want to work closely to this debate. And this is a flipped learning class, so students will be learning at home through the videos, preparing material to have discussion in class, and every step by step getting closer to the debate. There are 10 videos in this series, so the end is yet to come. In debate, position is important. We have statements, not a question. That's what makes it from discussion to debate. You have to react to the statement with facts, not opinions. If you have just opinions, nobody will believe you. And opinions are changeable. Facts are facts, and they're designed to change the other person's or the other person's opinion or what they believe or support them. Sometimes facts support. They're not always against. And so you want specific information about your position for or against. You've been researching and maybe you've been finding information about this story, and you've been thinking about the arguments, especially last time with the first graphic, and now you want to understand the position is support or oppose. Those are positions. That's the kind of vocabulary that we use in debate. Both positions need to be researched with proper sentence structures and vocabulary. Now, vocabulary, everybody will use different vocabulary, so you need to be familiar, not memorize. And for vocabulary, for the grammar, the sentence structure, try to use things like Grammarly or other programs that will help you do that. I know Google Docs will help you with a lot of spelling and little grammatical errors, and MS Word will have that built in already. You don't need Grammarly, but Grammarly helps with a few extra ones, and there's a lot of other ones. So be sure to research. But research is number one. Getting your sequence, getting you to understand how things work together. That is even more important maybe than the grammar that you are thinking. Each team member should already have points to research. So in the last graph, everybody had a point. Now, build more information. Research and find information about just that point. Not the big one. Not the big point. Just the point you have been given. That statement. That statement, research how to support it. If you research all the other ones, you're going to find lots of material about everybody, and you're going to have nothing. Find material for your statement. If you have to change the statement so you can find better material. But don't go looking for everybody else's. Look for yours. And then come together and talk about it. They're topic related and general use vocabulary, and for this story, general use is located at the end of the idea. So at the end of the story, you have the vocabulary. It's all general. And sometimes, in some stories, there'll be an extra page that comes from the original story. The team understands the vocabulary and to use it to support their argument or rebut, or in opposition to the other team. Use your vocabulary wisely. Remember, you took one vocabulary per paragraph as key ideas. Use that vocabulary in your argument. If you need different vocabulary, you can add vocabulary, but you don't have to change from the original vocabulary you chose. Build on it. Remember, a lot of English words have different words to use for the same idea. So look for those synonyms if you need to, so that you understand if the opposition uses different words, they are the same as what you're using, just different. So if you want to expand, use it in synonyms. So you want to be able to function well with both, and it requires extensive practice. You need a lot of practice. Get together with your team. Practice speaking it out well, and it will help you. Discussions are based on opinions and answers, and debate is about facts and statements. And as we get closer to the end, we're going to have two more graphics, I think in video 9, which will look at these very specifically. When you make a statement from a story, you have to consider what the core issue is. What is the core issue of the story? Is it that miners live in terrible houses? Is it that fishermen can't eat? Is it that people get shot? In the old story, economics, strictly economics, the core issue could be social, economic, political, or culture. It could be all of those four. Those are very big umbrellas. I mean, those are very, very big. Okay? And today, from this story, we can maybe make resources. That's a narrower topic, smaller to research. Rights. The rights is very small. Environment, privilege, and economics. They are all smaller ideas than the other ones on the left. Social, economic, political, and culture. So each person in your team, if you have 5, choose one. Resources. And then look at your statement that you had in the first graphic from last week. Look at that and say resources, and I want to find information about this statement focused on resources. So now you have rights. Whose rights? The miner's rights, the fisherman's rights. You have those. You have environment. Polluted sea. Killing the fish. Privilege. Who gets the right choice? Economics. Whose money is more important, the fishermen or the miners? So narrow your core issue down. I put these here, but you can change them. You should find 5 core issues. Find 5 core issues. 1 for each of your teammates. If you have more or less, find 1. These are just mine, and you need to have key core issues that you can find resources for. You can find support for your argument. Make it easy. Choose words that are easy to find. Brainstorm. That's what you need to do with your team to find. That's what your challenge is this week. The debate statement can be the most difficult choice. Why? Because you have 5 core issues. How do you write a statement that is narrow, still has support for all those in 5 different ideas? It is the focus of the argument and should be as precise. Okay? Don't be vague. Be precise and stay on one topic. Stick to the key issue. Don't get, the title had 3 or 4 ideas. You want to stick with one. Okay? This is not a title. This is a statement of what you want to defend, and then, as in the first graph, you have those statements that will help you defend it. You need to make your statement big enough, but not long enough. Too much information creates a focal point which is too narrow. So you try to narrow, it gets too much and too detailed, and then you lose what you want in the detail. Keep it simple, keep it focused on one idea. Don't go expanding, just one idea. Remember, the purpose is to build the argument starting from why. And that's a difficult question. Why? We asked that question before. Why are the resources depleted? Poor management? Maybe. Resources are that way. Bananas are a resource, and they're not depleting. So, why? Answer as many why questions as possible. And with your teammates, ask why. Everybody ask why once or twice or 3 times. Different why. Why this? Why that? Have a discussion. It takes time, but you need to process that so you can find facts. Finding facts, if you know the why, finding facts is easy. If you don't know the why, finding facts is you're still asking the question why, and the facts that you find will not support your argument. One moment. Companies have the right to choose where they mine. The fishery is important, but mining has priority. Sustainable livelihoods is most important for any enterprise. Keep it to one. Keep it to one idea. Companies have the right to choose. One idea. The fishery is important, but mining has priority. Sustainable livelihoods. So you have 3 different ideas. You have priority, the right to choose, and livelihoods. 3. 3 that you can choose, but you write your own. You and your team write your own in the book. Talk about it. Bring it to class. This week you have determined core issues for your arguments. What are they? Bring them to class. You set the statement you are wanting to argue and have support information. Have support. You have support. You want to bring that support to class. And you want to have also the opposition. You want to have that opposite, the rebuttal. Bring that to class. You have begun to practice thinking for the debate. You're getting closer. Do you feel a little bit more ready than you did last time? I hope so. Let's go to video 8.